Hello, my name is Lynne Crawford and I am an artist from Northern Ireland, although I've been living in Minnesota now for nearly 20 years. So this month my work is being showcased in Peace Church in Egan. In the past 6 years I have been studying the Renaissance and Flemish art methods, and this has really improved my composition, my observation, the form, the colour, all about atmosphere, and that has spilled through into other areas of my work as well. When I was thinking what I would like to showcase in this display, my mind immediately went to my oil paintings, since they have been my most recent works, and they really do show what I have been learning and how I've been growing and developing as an artist. So this piece is called An Irish Medley. The title speaks for itself. I had to try and include my own personal tin whistle in this piece, just to try and give an Irish feel. Obviously Ireland's by the coast, and so I enjoy incorporating shells and stones, things that make you feel like you might be on vacation. This piece, A Festive Song, is also got that Irish theme running through it with another tin whistle, a bottle of Baileys, and it's got a more winter feel to it. Imagine a roaring fire with those items on display up above it. This here piece is called Tea for One, and this one I painted just after the COVID epidemic. It reminded me of elderly people who could only have tea by themselves, and it kind of represents loneliness for many people during that time. This piece is included as it is actually one of the first oil paintings that I did. I tried to paint apples that you would feel you can put your hand out and pull one out. So I learned a lot in that piece about depth and realism. This piece, Flowers in the Picture, was kind of a random piece. I was on holidays, and in the cabin they actually had these items, and I had my oil paints with me and just decided on the spur of the moment to paint it. So I had a souvenir to bring home with me. So it was an autumn day when I painted Afternoon Reflections. Obviously I worked on this for some time, but if you can imagine, the weather is a grey sky, but you've got all the leaves on the trees that have turned colours and have brought a warmth to the season. And I like that contrast of the colder colours with the warm colours to create an autumn afternoon. This one, The Beach House, this makes me think of a cabin in Minnesota where you have a lake outside and you're in the cabin sitting by the window, and inevitably in nearly every Minnesotan cabin I've been in, they have some display that looks just like this. It's got the books, the shell, some other items of interest, as you can see the driftwood there, and it helps me remember the good times that I've spent in these lake houses. Using oil paints requires a lot of time. You have to let each layer dry in between, and so if I want to do something that is more immediate, I go to my colouring pencils. It's quite amazing the effects that you can achieve just using colouring pencils. They're often an overlooked medium. These here too, this is actually my niece Abigail, and this is my other niece Carly, and because they're family and I love them, I just thought it would be nice to paint them. I was just practicing doing the portraits whenever I did this one on my son Drew. Yeah, he was fun to try and capture. My other children won't let me paint them. And this one, this was actually a lady just off the front of a magazine, but I just thought she was really beautiful, and it was an opportunity to try and use dark skin tones, because I don't always have that opportunity. This piece is called Erin, and it was painted originally by Yuri Tremler. So I have painted a copy of it. Music has always been something that we have loved in our house right from Ireland, and I always wanted to own a piano. So it just seemed fitting to include a musical instrument so that the music representation would be in my display. Now we're back to the portraits again, and I wanted to include this one. It's simply a study in grisaille, and basically that means it's just using black and white. Underneath most of my oil paintings, there is this grisaille. It's really an underpainting, and I wanted to show my development as an artist. So I had to learn all the different values, as in how dark and how light something is and what role light has to play. So this is a very important technique that I have learned in the last 6 years. So when I move on from that, I'm able to introduce colour, and with the colour, you can see even on this one how it has blocks of colour, almost like the blocks in this. I used the black and white of the values to help explain what the depth is, when I add colour, to give that realism 3D kind of look.
Do you know who that person is up top?
Oh, and that's Amy, my daughter, my oldest daughter. And this one has a particular meaning to me. I know the lady who I have painted, and this piece is called Advent. And Advent is a time of waiting. It was a time when Israel were waiting for a king. And during that time of waiting, it can be very difficult to trust in God. And this lady has done so, and I'm hoping that the expression in her eyes shows that longing to be able to move forward in life, to get that break. This piece is called Derry's Divide. I lived in Londonderry for 6 or 7 years, and during that time I realised that on one side of the river lived the majority of people were Protestant, and on the other side of the river the majority of people were Catholic, and they didn't mix terribly well. So I have this oak tree painted as the division instead of the river being the division. The colours are represented: Protestants red, white and blue, very British, and green, white and gold represent the Catholic community. The oak tree is an oak tree that symbolises strength and perseverance, stability for both sides of the community. So it's something that unites the sides. And I'm thinking, as you nurture a tree, as you nurture any growing thing, if you nurture it well, it will grow well and it will become healthy. And I'm hoping for the same growth within the two communities as they are gradually trying to integrate and create a better future for the next generation. So this piece has developed along with me over the last 10 years. Every time I thought I had finished, I had another idea for it. So I think it's finished now. It's off Bangor Harbour. Bangor is a seaside town. It's where I grew up. And I tried to use all different elements with the joy that a child would use whenever they're doing art. So I'm an adult looking through with a child's lens. It's all about really this blue house. This house is where my mum and dad and some other people began a church, and we used to meet up in that house. And that house had 100 clocks, and you can imagine this collection to be very strange whenever it became 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, because they would chime, they would play tunes, they would do all these different things all at once on the hour. And I still laugh at this idea because the pastor would be unable to continue his sermon because of all the clocks. So as a child, I quite liked that. It meant that the service was coming to a close. But I enjoyed, as a child, looking out the window over the harbour and looking at the boats and being able to daydream. And I just remember feeling very safe and very secure and enjoyed. So this piece is called Unconditional Love, and it's actually a print of a print. The original is much smaller. I created it using a gel plate, which is a technique that allows you to make monoprints. So the sign that is there is actually the ASL sign for I love you. And the idea is it's repeating itself, saying I love you, I love you, I love you over and over again, and there's no strings attached. It represents God's love that keeps repeating itself over and over in different ways. So this piece was just painted in acrylic, and I tried to capture what a bay would look like in Donegal. This particular bay holds significance because it's where I was baptised, and I decided to be baptised as an adult whenever I was married, become a new mom. And it was significant because I wanted to show that I was going to continue following Jesus. So this gallery is actually called the Joan Bolig Memorial Gallery, and she was quite the wonderful artist and an inspiration to all. We thank her greatly for leaving us with this legacy, and I thank you to Peace Church for inviting me to display my art. Thanks for checking my art out. Bye!